Now, in the last few months, Border Patrol agents have dropped off more than 15,000 asylum seekers into our communities, and it's been up to our cities and our counties to figure out what to do with them.
To their credit, local communities have stepped up to the plate, providing a safe shelter for them, but it does come at the cost of New Mexico taxpayers.
So tonight, 4 investigator Chris Ramirez takes you inside those shelters and reports on the growing call for that burden to shift back to the federal government.
We're in dire straits down here.
It's not sustainable.
It's an operation nobody budgeted for. Nobody could have foreseen coming. Every day in Las Cruces and Deming, vans and buses drop off asylum seekers about 6 times a day. In Deming, Luna County Interim County Manager Chris Bryce transformed barns at the county fairgrounds into migrant shelters.
What we're seeing is Border Patrol finally reached their breaking point. They're feeding them every day through a microwave and refrigerator, buying burritos at the local stores. And so now, after day 1, we're getting an average of 245 a day.
At the Deming shelter, when migrants arrive, they go through a medical screening, their hair is checked for lice, and they are given food, water, and any necessary medications. And they make travel arrangements to get to their sponsors here too. Under the care of those sponsors, they will wait for their day in court for their asylum claims to be heard. Local police, fire, and EMS crews are on standby 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The cost in Deming, $10,000 to $15,000 every single day.
We basically have activated our emergency command post, and that's basically consists of the state, the county, and the city. And so we've also dedicated a certain amount of resources from our fire department to help coordinate maybe, let's say, the armory and a few other places.
Under Las Cruces Mayor Ken Miyagashima's leadership, this old armory was also turned into a shelter. A team of volunteers and paid city and county staff do the same mission as in Deming. Feed and shelter the migrants, then get them on their way to meet their sponsors. The cost in Las Cruces, $5,000 to $10,000 every single day. And communities are split about how much Deming and Las Cruces should be helping the effort. Mayor Miyagashima estimates only 60% of Las Cruces residents approve of local public dollars spent on the shelters. The truth is, these towns here in southern New Mexico really didn't have much of a choice. The Border Patrol was going to drop off migrants regardless. For example, take a look at this video. These are Border Patrol agents just dropping off asylum seekers here at this bus depot before the city of Las Cruces had a chance to organize. And what do you tell the constituents, that 40% who don't support what the city is doing?
I give them 2 options. We work with Border Patrol and get them processed and on their way within 24 to 48 hours, or they're dropped off at various places throughout the city. They're going to start roaming. They don't really understand English. It's not safe for them. And I think it also probably isn't safe for the city.
Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham sued the Trump administration last week. The suit claims the United States government is breaking its own law each time Border Patrol agents drop off migrants into New Mexico towns, because the federal government is shifting its financial and legal burden to small New Mexico communities, a burden that should fall squarely on the Trump administration. The suit demands these drop-offs stop.
I want them to know I'm serious. I can't wait with this whole, well, we'll see what Congress does or we'll see what the White House does. No.
New Mexico's congressional delegation is trying to get the federal government to reimburse New Mexico towns and counties, but at this point, there are no guarantees.
This is critically important that this occurs. So I've been working closely with the Appropriations Committee in ensuring that we're able to include and adopt language that would reimburse local governments as well as faith-based organizations.
Look, we have to help people, right? That's the humanitarian thing to do. And so I am in favor of recouping some of those expenses, and I hope that we can be helpful in that endeavor.
Regardless of the politics, these city and county leaders say they'll do what has to be done to make sure both their communities and the migrants are safe.
I'll let the governor and I'll let the president figure out what they need to figure out. And until they do figure it out, we'll just keep making it happen down here.
Chris Ramirez, 4 Investigates.